Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live.
Habari Live.
From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Iesha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Yes. Good morning. Habari County, my people. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the pulse of Phoenix and beyond. And as always, we're all the way live in Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I am Damon Ellison and my co-host,
Iesha.
We will be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in our vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city. So let's get it going. Yeah, man. Today we have a special guest, man. We're going to get straight into that. And then we're going to go into the news and everything that's going on for the week and get into that conversation. But first, we're going to talk to Stephen Reap about his book and everything that he has going on with e-foiling and the things he wants to introduce here. So welcome to the show, Stephen.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, how you doing, brother? Thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And you're from Tucson? You're in Tucson?
No, I'm actually here in Jupiter, Florida. So
okay.
Spent some time over there and have family over there. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're born in Tucson this way?
No. Born in Jupiter, Florida. I have family, my cousins and uncles and aunts and all that live over there. So spent some time over there. Yeah.
I was wondering what the connection was because I'm like, she's in Tucson. So I'm just, but yeah, we see that you were from good old Jupiter, Florida. Tell us a little bit about Jupiter, Florida. Where is it geographically? Is it northern Florida, southern Florida?
It's right on, basically, if you're looking at Florida, like right at the east when it kind of loops out there. It's about 20-30 minutes from Palm Beach. In West Palm Beach, just a little north of there. So yeah.
Right. So what kind of town is it?
What kind of town is it?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? It was like growing up, it was a small little fishing town, just a little beach town. A lot of golfers, like Tiger lives here now. So that brought a lot of golfers, and Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, now all of them moved here. So kind of the secret's out. So it's funny because it's like a mix between a small fishing beach town and now this big golf hub with all these big golfers and celebrities. So it's kind of an interesting little mix here now. It's pretty cool.
Okay. That sounds cool, man. So I'm guessing it must be a really nice area.
Yeah, it's getting, it's always been really beautiful, environmentally with the, we have an estuary, which is really unique for fishing. It flows freshwater and saltwater, and beautiful beaches and all that. But now with all the money coming in with all the golfers and athletes and everything, it's getting built up more and more every day, and just becoming expensive, but nice.
Okay. So what's the population? 50, 60,000, or is it a smaller town?
That's probably around there. Maybe something around, I don't even know. It's growing every day. It seems like, I think for a while there, especially during COVID, when a lot of people were moving to Florida, it became, for a short while, became the fastest growing town. So wow. Yeah, I probably should know the population, but I don't.
Right. Oh, it's all good, man. So we're going to talk about some of the author's lessons for e-foil's life and faith, and he's in Jupiter, Florida, as we said. So first question is, for those who may be new to your work, can you share what lessons for e-foil's life and faith is all about, and what inspired you to write the book?
Yeah. So, even e-foiling is unique to a lot of people. So for what it is, it's basically, a lot of people have seen it, but don't even know the name of it. It's the flying surfboard. So it has a hydrofoil wing on the bottom, which looks like an airplane. Then there's a mast. You can see it on the book here. And then you're on the surfboard and you go up above the water. Of course, this is a painting, but so this is an e-foil, so electric board. And that's kind of what the board looks like. and there's a motor here, the battery's in here, and it creates you go on plane and you go up. So it's a very new sport. Really in the last 4 years, 5 years, it's kind of been like actually able to get one and everything. It wasn't invented too long before that, but it's blown up a lot, and that's how long I've been teaching it. So as I've been teaching it, before that I was a philosophy and religion teacher at a local high school and taught dual enrollment with the college here. And I always loved water sports, and I started teaching this, and my pun is it took off, so I started doing this full time, and just the natural, two things I've done kind of came together. So as I'm teaching the e-foil and it's taking off and I'm getting a lot of people into it, I started making all these rules and relating it to all these life lessons that I kind of like I taught before with religion and philosophy. And so this book is just kind of 7 main e-foiling rules that I teach every day when I teach people how to do the new sport. But then it goes deeper, and it talks about the e-foil. Then the next section, it'll talk about how to apply it to your life, and then deeper into and then faith life. And it's just been a fun experiment, and people are really taking to it. So
that's cool, man. So you were teaching religion. Are you also, or you do any pastoring, or is just you just like to teach?
So I was a youth director, and at this school I was kind of the youth like religion teacher / I did all the mission trips and retreat and stuff. There was a natural transition time with COVID, because all the fun extracurricular stuff went away with that. So that's when I started doing the water sports, and that took over. I still am involved with a local youth group and do the mission trips at St. Mark's and Palm Beach Gardens. And we go the mission trips every year, and I do a Bible study at my church and all that stuff. So I still try to keep in that, but I don't really do any of it as a profession anymore, just more volunteering my time with that now.
Yeah, man. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
You do a lot for the community and trying to help out people. That's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
So your book ties together e-foiling and life lessons and also faith. How do those 3 elements come together for you personally?
Yeah. I mean, surprisingly, they did blend together a lot, you could really see how they could be compartmentalized, you could see, that's water sports, that's life, and that's faith. It's very easy to, even life and faith, for a lot of people to separate those and to kind of look at them, often Saturday, and I'm guilty of it a lot too. Saturday night's a lot different than Sunday morning, but the more I saw, especially while I was writing it, and I was like, wow, this does, as simple as is, just any of the rules. Will take the first one, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And it's all about not rushing things and doing things consciously and doing it in the right order. And that's in a sport, that's, you have to do that to really get it. If you just rush it, you're just especially on a sport like this, that's a lot of balance and stuff. You'll crash and you'll fall a lot. Well, same thing in life. If you just kind of rush through life and you're not really consciously thinking about things, and you'll often end up crashing, not where you want to be. And it's very easy to get distracted. And then obviously faith, if you don't take time for God and settle down. And a lot of times, if you just take 10 minutes a day, it'll be amazing how much you just feel like your mind just unravels and unties, and give that, talk to God for 10 minutes a day. It's amazing. That's one of my favorite practices, because it literally feels like, I don't know, the image I have is a bunch of tangling and a bunch of chaos going on, but it just kind of unravels it and makes it a little more like straight lines, and you're like, okay. And it's amazing how much that 10 minutes will help you with the rest of the day or the rest of what's going on in your life. So,
yeah, man. Meditation, those things, they say those things help a lot.
Yeah.
When it comes to calming yourself and getting yourself to a position where you can think straight, some of those things help a lot of people, man.
For
So
sure.
it's definitely something that people take the time to find out more how to relax yourself, so you can be better in the state that you are in, and you can become clearer minded. And I also think that's awesome, and it's always important to do.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the moment or experience on the water that made you realize that this could become a book and this could be something that people would be interested in?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I've been doing it for 4 years, and because of my profession before, it always was like, and those were some of my favorite parts of lesson. Obviously, it's awesome to see people doing something new every day.
Mhm.
Because most of the time, a lot of these people come out and it's first time they've done something new. Maybe they're, 50 years old and they haven't done something new since they learned how to drive, and they're so set, and then they have to see their mind so it's kind of been in the background of my mind for a while, because I always get in those conversations with people that they talk about learning and relearning things. And then it's funny, whether if it's a CEO, he'll be like, oh, this reminds me of my job. And then, or I'll have like a kid in sports or something, and he'll say it reminds me of something, in his sport. Or a mom will say, oh, I teach this to my son, and it's just like all these aspects of life. I've been seeing it for the last 4 years teaching it.
Mhm.
And I mean, the spark, I guess it was, I was talking to a friend about like relationships and taking them slow, and then how they're kind of better than rushing in too. And then I used my corny line that I use. It's not corny, it's actually very useful, but the first rule: slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Mhm.
And I was, I just like went into guide mode, and I started explaining on e-foil, and oh, that applies to life. And then I had like the next day, I had a professor out, and she was telling me all about like, oh, it's funny. And she was making those connections of, oh, you're teaching me this and that. And I would teach this in psychology. And I was like, I'm actually thinking about doing a book. And she really pushed me. And then, yeah, it was just one thing led to another. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And it's cool how much I feel like it's been in the works, but yeah, it took
Mhm.
a few little conversations to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, man, and it takes dedication, and
Yeah.
it's cool that you were able to dedicate yourself to something like of this um, realm and come out with a good book at the end, and
Appreciate it.
that's what it's about, bro.
Mhm.
It's trying to get your set your goals and make sure you finish those goals and come across that line. So e-foiling is still a fairly new sport for many people.
Mhm.
What exactly drew you to it, and how has it shaped your outlook on life and spirituality?
It's a great question. So getting into e-foiling, I was in college. I was so I mean, you could say this book even went all the way back to then, because when I was studying theology and philosophy in college, I was going to Palm Beach Atlantic, which is by the water, and my
Mhm.
college job that helped me pay for it was I was a jet ski guide. I loved water sports,
Oh,
and I always wanted to do that. Um, that was like my dream, on my
mhm.
hardest days teaching, when I was just like overwhelmed by the kids, I'd be like, oh, I could just be out there on the water and rent jet skis or something like that. Um, and then, like I said, when stuff kind of started unraveling with COVID, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. And I had a whole business plan to start a water sports company. And these were, like I said, were brand new, and they were coming out. And I surfed and I jet skiing. Like I said, it's kind of a mix between surfing and jet skiing. And I just kind of on a whim was like, man, maybe I should look into these things, because there's no competition and all that. And I luckily, maybe it was an act of divine intervention or what it was. I was fishing one day with my buddy, and one drove by, and that was the first time I ever even saw one. And like I said, they were brand new. And I
Mhm.
was like, hey man, I'll give you $50 if you let me use that for 10 minutes.
Wow.
And I ate a lot of salt water. I didn't know how to do it at all. He barely knew how to do it. Like I said, they were brand new. People were like, didn't know
Mhm.
how to do them. And I, but I was like, no, this is it. This is so fun. This is the next thing. So I ordered two. I did it until I could do it enough so I could teach people. You just have to be one
Right.
step ahead a lot of times teaching. That's something I learned with teaching.
Mhm.
But then I started, and then the more I started teaching it, the more I started getting um, understanding where people were struggling, and I just got good with the lessons. And then, like I said, started seeing the crossover and how it applied to life, and how it you know um, it would help me with things.
Yeah.
I've always have been someone to rush into things, and um, I keep just going back to that first rule. But like in sports, I played wrestling and football. I was all about just like attack, attack, attack. But then the more I got better, my wrestling coach, he was half my size, but he would turn me into a pretzel, because he knew, like any master knows, you wait for the right time, and
Mhm.
he knew he wasn't just trying to muscle and rely on athletic ability, he'd wait till I made a mistake, then he would,
Right.
and I learned that with this. I learned that in life, and so many lessons. I actually one of the lessons is eyes on the horizon, where you have a lot more balance, where you look at the horizon physically. But
Mhm.
same thing in life, like for my business, I had a plan, and I had to make plans and have a goal on the horizon, and always,
Mhm.
no matter where the waves blew me, I had to readjust and keep aiming, you
Right.
know, and that helped me start my business and write my book. And then same thing with, you would say, take that deeper into faith, like always aiming towards good, towards God, no
Mhm.
matter where your emotions are taking you. It helps, and not that I'm perfect at those things,
Right.
and I fall a lot, and I'm learning as well. And kind of how I said, I ate a lot of salt water in the beginning. I still eat salt water. Still 4 years, I'm pretty good, but I still fall. Anyone still falls in life, but it's all about getting back up,
Mhm.
and aiming. And that's, again, just all of them. A lot of it's just personal diaries and personal things I've learned. So um, I joke with my clients, I fell a lot so you don't have to fall as much. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this book. Like, hope I can help other people, um, maybe save them from some falls, and tell
Right.
them ways I messed up and how they can do better, maybe.
Yeah, man, that's exciting stuff, bro. Definitely tough when you're starting something that's new and
Yeah.
people are just starting to catch on to what's going on.
Hmm.
Uh, I have not seen them here, but we don't have many places. We in the desert, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But writing a book that blends storytelling, philosophy, and inspiration isn't easy. What was the hardest part of the writing process for you and getting your book going?
Hmm. Is getting it going. So it's getting that ball going, and kind of the snowball, getting that momentum going. I kind of had the vague idea, and this is the second book. My first book, Fleeing Time, that same thing, the novel. So I had experience of how to do a book, and I knew it would go exactly the same. The hardest part is getting it going. The hardest
Yeah.
part is that spark. It's getting the outline. You have the vague idea in your head, and it can sit there, but often that goes away if you don't make a plan to it, right?
Hmm.
Um, so one of my favorite things, and I talk about this in the book with that rule, eyes on the horizon, is I once a week I always go on a beach run or a run. I like to be by the beach, and I sit down, I pray, and I think about my goals, and I always see how did I do them. I give myself, I have a little list on my phone, and
Right.
I give myself a check or a X, and I got a lot of X's at first. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But when I annoy myself about it and remind myself about it all the time,
Mm.
it okay, fine. I'll make an outline. And then, okay, fine. I'll start making the rules and connections. And then once you make the outline, and a lot of people, a lot of authors say it, um, it is like, actually like surfing, where
Yeah.
it is like you catch a wave and you ride it. Once you really start getting in, you get that ball rolling. I'm sure with your media business, and once you get something going, a
Hmm.
lot of times you'd be so surprised. You're almost excited to see what happens next. You're like, oh,
Um,
well, you're finding out with the reader eventually,
yeah,
you
man.
know, and you're surfing the wave, and it's a high. It's an experience like none other, writing and connecting, and because you get a joy that you are hopefully helping and inspiring people, and that is the goal. But in a lot of ways, you're also helping and teaching yourself while you're doing it.
Right. It's pretty cool, man. And you're like we talked about earlier. You are based in Jupiter, Florida,
Yeah.
and this is a pretty outdoorsy town. So
Hmm.
that culture probably helps you to sell your book and
Yeah.
also to get more people to come out and try e-foiling.
Yeah.
So how has that environment influenced your writing and your spiritual journey?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm very blessed. I always say I'd be the kid that left my hometown if this wasn't my hometown. I love it here. Beach can be a beach bum, but also have a lot of opportunity here.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think the kind of the culture, the outdoorsy and water sports culture here has influenced it a lot. And whether if we get a lot of people that visit too, so we get two types of people. We get or three types really. There's locals here that are here all the time. We have snowbirds, which come down during the winter when it's, they're lucky enough to have two houses or whatever. And then we have tourists, and that they're visiting. But it's awesome because I get to meet so many different people and get there. The locals who grow up like, they're in the water more than they're on the land. They understand a lot of this naturally. Where the snowbirds often grew up north and not used to water sports and stuff like that, but they're learning it and they're excited, and because they've come to love it. That's why they're living here half the year. And then tourists, you get some people that sometimes that's my favorite because they're just mind blown by like the whole aspect, and you really see everything click with them. And it's, maybe sometimes it's the first time I do it in the intercoastal right by the ocean, but it's, the first time they've been in salt water or something like that. And it's cool to see. I love every day just teaching people a new thing and seeing those gears go and seeing them grow, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. So far you've been living this life and doing more e-foiling and making sure that you're getting with the community. If someone has never stepped on an e-foil but is curious or even kind of intimidated, what advice would you give them to help them to get their start on their journey to start e-foiling and starting to ride the waves?
That's a great question. I think one is a lot of people just see the end result, right? And I think, again, this is, it's funny how many rules I'm like, I could have wrote about this. A lot of people just see the end result. They see the guy flying on the top, full speed. But it's like, no, you start in your belly. You start small and then you keep going, kind of like what I was saying, how I got to get the ball rolling with my book, getting that momentum. And so my final rule is have fun, is having that childlike spirit. And of course, in the e-foil, but in life and in faith, is we forget often why we're doing it. Sometimes I have these guys come out and they okay, I spent some money to do this. Maybe I'm crunched on time on vacation or whatever. And they get frustrated. Like, I got to get it right away. I'm like, hey, relax and have fun. Just do it it's fun doing it on the first stage on your belly. You do it like a boogie board and it's in the water and it's going really slow because it's just dragging, but you have to learn how to do it like that at first. Then you get up on your knees, then you stand, then you bring it up. And I think once people see that, they're a lot less intimidated. I mean, some people, they don't go all the way and they're having fun. My mom, she's very happy not standing and flying, but going on her belly, and hey, she's having fun. And there's nothing like it just going on your belly. It's fun. Getting dragged around in the water by an electric surfboard is a pretty unique experience, so having that childlike, adventurous like attitude about it, and understanding that you have to start somewhere. You're going to fall. But learning to get back up, learning slow is smooth, smooth is fast, learning all the goals, all the rules that I do, are kind of have a hint of what you're asking there, that like, again, with the social media and all this stuff, we get all these people at their best, remember, you're not going to be, you got to start somewhere. And the way to get better is push yourself and look at it as an adventure and who you're going to become, not what you have, because you're not going to have it. You're not going to be flying right away. It takes time. It takes messing up. It takes learning. And with that childlike, having fun spirit is the way to get there.
Yeah, man, that's exciting. And like I said, it's always with something new. It's always a push, and you want to try to get people to get out there and give it a try. And like I said, I've started seeing this more and more because your book was the first time I saw but I didn't know exactly what it was. I just thought it was a surfboard that was somehow electric, floating in the air. I didn't know what it was. But that's cool that you're telling me that it's electric. It's pretty much a hoverboard. That's pretty cool. That's some Back to the Future stuff.
It is. We're here. We're at the future.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. So next, I just wanted you to tell people a little bit about your plans for the rest of the upcoming year, and exactly how can people get your book, and where can they buy it? So they want to learn a little bit more about faith, healing, and e-foiling. They can learn more.
Yeah, and like I said, and what, like you said, it's all about trying something new. It's all about, I know a lot of people aren't going to get on e-foil, right?
Mm.
My grandma, not going to, she's very content not getting on it, but she maybe could learn something new like chess or like, reading a new type of book or something like that. So that's a
Mhm.
big thing. You don't have to be a pro e-foiler or surfer or anything to get the lessons from this book. And like you said, it has aspects of healing. That's just the analogy, right? E-foiling is the analogy to get into life and faith. And I think you can understand it from any aspect. Most people haven't been on e-foil and can understand a lot of these things. So yeah, I honestly, the older I've gotten, I've been learning, God's will be done. I like to have plans. I like to set things, but at the same time, I learned the wave often takes you in
Mhm.
places you don't always expect. So that's what I'm looking forward is where is God's taking me next. But I'm, seeking, like I said, for that light, keeping my eyes on the horizon, keeping my eyes to do good and whatever I can do. If you would love to, I would love if you supported. And if anyone is interested in getting the book, it's available on Amazon Prime. You get it in like 2 days, or you can get it on Kindle as well through Amazon.com. So the best way is to type in my name, Stephen Reap, or 7 Rules for E-Foil's Life and Faith. It'll come up. It'll be the first one. But yeah, looks like that right there.
There you go, man. We appreciate you, Stephen, coming on and talking about your book and your experience writing the book. We really appreciate you. And we will check in on you, man. We will try to get one ordered ourselves. Hopefully Priscilla can get us one and we can look into it and get some more things going. So we appreciate you coming on today. We hope you have a good rest of your Florida day out there in this sunshine. And I know you guys get a little rain every now and then during these days. But
it's
that's
all or nothing. It's either sunshine or pouring.
It's pretty crazy, man. But thank you, Stephen. We really appreciate it, man. You have a good rest of your day.
It was a blast. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right. We appreciate Stephen coming on and talking with us with his new book. We wanted to get him on for a friend of ours, Priscilla. She is a great journalist and reporter, and she used to work with us with a lot of good things. So we want to bring her on, bring her people on, and just talk to them about what they're going on and what she's doing out there on location, man. It's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and keep it going, man. I see some people was already talking about the news and the the title, but that's what we do. We make sure we talk about the news, and we're going to get straight into it. Now I see people. What do we see in the comments here? What we got? What do we got here? It's not racist, you dimwits. He trying to stem the flow of how people are coming into the. Oh man, you need to buy dude's book. You know what I'm saying? You need some help. But anyway, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about Trump. Going off and talking about how he's not going to bring anyone back here from Afghanistan. And, we're just going to talk about some of the things that's been going on with Trump this week, which has just been amazing to see. The anger, the vitriol. The dude has been pissed to the highest festivity this week, man. And it's just been disgusting. This dude sold me crack behind the Quick Trip on Main. In what city, bro? what Quick Trip? Nah. If it was spelled like that, we know you're lying. Because I ain't never been around a Quick Trip like that.
Me either.
Oh man, making up shit. But whatever, man. That's cool. All right, let's go ahead and get the rundown for the day. Let's go. The lovely Iesha.
What's up? What's good? How's it going?
It's going good, man. Let's get this rundown going so we can get our day going.
For sure. Donald Trump this week said he's canceling all of Biden's auto pen signed orders. He's terminating all executive orders from President Joe Biden's presidency that were signed using auto pen, claiming that those documents lack legal validity, according to The Guardian. Now, we all know Trump also uses auto pen.
Dude, this dude here is so annoying, dog. It's just really annoying. It's so annoying, bro. I just don't get it. This dude uses an auto pen all the time. I mean, we're all in the days of technology. I mean, he's trying to disrespect Biden and try to act like Biden didn't know what he was signing. And they were just using his auto pen to take advantage of Biden because he didn't know anything.
Right.
Now, this is coming from the same gentleman. As they put bills in his hand, he asked, "What is this? What is this for?" Because he has no idea what he's signing. And he also used the auto pen himself.
Right.
So it's really, really crazy to see Trump do this stupid game. The same shit that they're doing when it comes to gerrymandering. You know, they went and they wanted gerrymandering all through the cities and all through different states. And they got it. The states did it. They was able to push it through. Texas pushed it through. A couple Missouri pushed it through. Kind of states are pushing it through. Indiana was going to until he started calling people retarded, and the dude said he's not voting for it.
Right.
But you know, he was doing this, and then the liberals say, "Okay, we're going to do it too," and then they sue him. What are you doing? That's gerrymandering. Is illegal. You can't do what? Like, I saw that and I just couldn't believe the audacity of the Trump administration. It's ridiculous. You can gerrymander,
but I can't.
but no one else can. You can cheat all through the states, but California do it. We're suing you. You're gerrymandering. That's not fair.
You're cheating.
This is what's going on, man. Like, dude, this is the type stuff that these cats are doing. They do what they want to, and if anyone else says anything, here comes the hammer. They're coming after you. No one can say anything. This guy could just do whatever the fuck he wants, and nobody's supposed to say anything. Like, it's just, man, it's just disgusting. Right. And the way he's acting nowadays, man, is just he thinks he can do what he wants to. And it's crazy to see this president the way he's acting, bro.
It is. I mean, you know, Trump's alleging that roughly 92% of Biden's executive orders fell under the auto pen signature use, and warned that Biden could face perjury charges if he claims direct involvement.
Another thing he's trying to do is he wants to go after the people that Biden pardoned. And he wants to go after them bad. He wants to go after Biden. So he's thinking of anything he can think of to try to go after them, so he can go after their family. So, oh yeah, those pardons was done by auto pen, then we can say those pardons aren't valid.
Right.
I mean, that's what he's doing. So he can go after whoever he wants to and put whoever in jail because, you know, they went after him. Well, you were found guilty. You know, the people that you are going after, they keep throwing the cases out of court. So it shows that you just has a vendetta, that you're just going after these people because you're mad that you are fucking criminal and you got caught. You know, I mean, why be upset? You're the one that's the corruption. You're the one that's doing all the cheating. You get found guilty of all your felonies. Now you're mad and you want revenge. Get out of here, man. It's ridiculous.
Sure is. Trump also this week said that he's going to pardon Honduras leader Juan Orlando Hernandez with a full and complete pardon. Hernandez was convicted in 2024 by a U.S. court on drug trafficking and weapons charges and sentenced to 45 years in prison. To me, this is hypocrisy, considering the fact that you're going to pardon him for drug trafficking, but you're blowing up boats for drug trafficking.
In Venezuela, killing everybody. The people that this guy is letting out of jail on these pardons is despicable.
Criminals.
He's letting off every criminal he can think of. He's letting out every person that's a piece of shit that he can think of. As long as you can come up with the money, he's gonna let you out. He's taking money under the table, dude. Period.
Mhm.
I mean, it's he's paying people to take pardons. People are bringing him money, man, because his pardons have no rhyme or reason. He's not like, hey, I'm going after these specific people who were targeted in this case, or he were targeted in these situations. Obama, he came in, he said, hey, I think that there are too many federal criminals, too many people locked up for a long time for drug cases and things in that nature. So we want to do what we can to help those people and get those people out. What is Trump's plan? I mean, there is no plan, obviously. Whoever has the money will get out. I mean, the amount of pardons that this guy has done is, whew, man. I mean, he pardoned everyone on January 6th. The law and order party, everybody. And we've seen the things that these guys have come out of jail and started to do. Rape, violence, one of them already dead, couple of them back in jail already.
Mhm.
The amount of crimes that they've committed is insane. And they are okay with letting these guys back into the streets. So, man, yeah, man, we have to do a better job with this guy, man. But hopefully we can do something to check his power, because
Hopefully.
he's insane.
Yep. The U.S. government decided that they were going to cut prices on 15 high-cost prescription drugs used by Medicare recipients. The reductions are part of a broader negotiation effort under the law that now allows Medicare to bargain for the drug prices.
Mm.
Among the drugs, the popular diabetes weight loss treatments, Ozempic and Wegovy, price cuts reportedly up to 71% off their list price. And officials are saying that these changes could save billions of dollars for both taxpayers and seniors who rely on Medicare, while helping make expensive and often essential medications more accessible to those recipients, according to the AP News.
Okay.
So they're basically saying that Medicare is now starting to negotiate more, or have the ability to negotiate more on the drug prices from the pharmaceutical companies that we get the drugs from.
I mean, across the world, everybody has the government has the ability to negotiate
Right.
the prices.
And we're just now
we're
getting
the
that.
only ones that don't have that across the board.
Right.
That should be implemented, but it would be implemented more if we went toward a more of a single payer system.
Right.
But since we won't do that, they see as themselves as a separate entity, and they trying to get their money. That's what capitalism is about. But when you're using capitalism for people's health care, this is something that becomes a problem. And you shouldn't. Everyone should. Doctors should get paid. Definitely, people who work in this. But the insurance companies and the amount of money that they make and the decisions they make for their bottom dollar, letting people die and things like that. We have to change this shit, man.
Yeah, we do.
And I'm happy that they're doing things to try to make medicine cheaper. The dumb part is that Trump, he has this thing when he comes in, he wants to tear apart what everybody else did. Joe Biden did a lot to lower the prices of medications, cutting the prices of insulin, doing everything he can to cut the prices of these. Trump came in day one, tore all that shit up. Like, I just don't get it, man. If your mission is to give people cheaper meds, why are you turning up bills that does that?
Right.
Like, it makes no sense. But that's the way he does things. His thing is he hates everybody. He hates everybody that was in there, and they all suck so bad. They're so horrible. He's going to tear up everything they did, and he's going to start new. But the problem when he does that is that that is more paperwork. That's more shit that's got to be done. And no one is doing anything about it, man. So I don't know, bro. I don't understand. So we'll we'll keep an eye on things like this, man. But I just don't understand. He's trying to do things to make it cheaper.
Right.
I'm just don't understand why would you tear up bills that already did that? Then you have to go back and redo the things that you just ripped up and put them back in place to try to help the people that you just ripped up the shit of. It doesn't make any sense. And that takes time. Every bill takes time. We know the bureaucracy and how long the government takes to do shit. And you're ripping shit apart. So that means that people are just going to take even longer to get care. I just don't get his philosophy. It's dumb.
Yep. Real dumb.
Dumb as fuck.
But also this week, Trump is signaling a pause on immigration from what he's calling 19 high-risk countries. According to the recent statements that Trump plans to suspend the immigration from these 19 countries that he deems as high risks.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to note that the full public details on which countries and the legal mechanisms remain limited, and that this announcement continues to unfold. So we're still watching it to see which countries he's going to place on this list. Again, I mean, Trump has his things for lists, so we'll see.
I mean, we already know this was the plan. I was surprised that he didn't put a ban in like he did the first time when he banned all third world countries from coming into America, all Muslim countries from coming, and this horrendous killing of the National Guard person in D.C. was just a reason for him to implement this and put this back in place. He loves to take pictures with the dictators that's from Muslim countries. He loves to give them money and bring them into the White House, and they take all the money from him. He's giving planes to Saudi Arabia. He's putting bases in here for Qatar. He's doing all this shit for all these middle Muslim countries. But anytime a Muslim do something in America, they flip out. They hate Muslims. Oh, they're all criminals. They're terrorists. This, that. This terrorism. That's all. Ban them. But he's got the leader, the Saudi Arabia, when most of the people from 9/11 was from Saudi Arabia, sitting in the White House, telling people don't disrespect him and ask him questions about the journalists that were killed. You're disrespecting them. And the bullshit and the way that the Muslim countries treat people, that's all okay.
Right.
As long as you're putting money in his hand, that's cool. But then when one Muslim person does something wrong, it's the fault of every Muslim citizens in America. Every one of them. None of them are shit. We want them all out. We're going to get them out. The thing on my mind is this. You treat these people like this. You call them criminals. You call them terrorists. You call them thugs. What do you think their reaction is going to be?
Right.
When the president is talking about them in this manner. Now, we don't know the motive of what this guy is on. We don't know. We don't know the motive. But at the same time, it's this guy drove all the way from Washington State to come to Washington, D.C. He was mad about something, dog. Is it the rhetoric that's coming from the Trump administration that all immigrants are trash? All immigrants are killers and terrorists, and we got to ban them all. We don't want them all here. That might be the reason why this guy has went and crossed the line. The dude was vetted by the Trump administration. What does he do? Blame Biden. Oh, it's Biden's fault. Anybody that ask him and say, well, you vetted him earlier in April. Biden brought him in. This pussy knows nothing but blame and point fingers. He never takes responsibility or accountability for anything his administration does. He the one that let this dude in. Pointing the finger, that's the first thing. Or him, it's his fault. Yelling at reporters, calling them names because they ask him questions. Well, you the one that you said that you gave him amnesty, bro. What are you talking about? No, it was Biden. It's Biden. He was letting all these people in. Blaming all of them. Everybody, every Afghanistan person is a piece of shit. I know. We know. We understand. and we're going to talk about this more. Anytime the person is darker than white and they commit a crime, it's the fault of the entire fucking community. Every black person. Because the killing on the bus, the crazy motherfucker stabbed the girl on the bus, dude's insane. But you know what? This is all black people.
That's how they do it.
This is all black people. And now I don't want to ride on the bus with a black person because they're all killers. White guy go shoot up the school, shoot up mass shooting everything.
Lone wolf
It's
with
it's
mental
not,
issues.
He's by himself. It has nothing to do with the rest of the population. Let a person from Afghan do something. It's every one of them. Don't bring them back in our country. It's all of them. And then they ask, what's racist? What's racist about that? Oh, what's racist about it? You just blamed everyone because you got one dude who fucking crazy. Right. What's racist about it? Oh, my God. What's racist? They're going to blame everyone in Afghanistan and no one that's trying to escape persecution, trying to escape the terrorists out there. None of them are going to get hit. And they're okay with that. There's already been a level of resources that has been lost in Afghanistan after U.S. aid was shut down. A lot of that money was helping Afghanistan, a lot of the people out there, and now things have gotten worse already because of that money isn't coming in. We're doing a horrible job, man. If you don't want people in your country, you have to meet them where they are at. You have to help them where they are at if you don't want them here. You're hollering, you don't want them here. I don't want them here. So what are you doing to help these people to keep them there? What are you doing to make their environment better? Because that's the way we've always done things. That's why U.S. aid existed. So we can help the people in other countries. So we know they don't have to bring their problems to us. Because usually if the person isn't running from persecution or certain things that's going on in their country, that's usually what the refugees, they're running from bad things that's happening in their world. So the countries that have the money, they're supposed to help these places to make sure that they are okay. That's not what we're doing. We're just, this is how we get into shit that happens. This is how we get into World War II. This is how all these things happen because we know America first. We don't care about nobody. That's why we built all of this complex of information and data working with other countries for we can be able to stop these things before they get bad. But that's not what we want to do right now. Like I said, we're going to go more into this stupid thing that Trump wants to ban everyone from every country. I mean, our population is already on some shit, but you know, we're going to suffer, man. America is going to suffer. And these people, they America only, the population is dwindling. People aren't having enough kids to replace themselves. If we keep the population was I think we had a negative for the first time, negative population growth. If this becomes the norm, man, it's not going to be good. All of y'all are mad, don't want to be like Britain, but Britain, what's going on over there? They're not having kids. It's too expensive. So the white people, they're all racist and look at them. Yes, deport all minorities. Yeah, go ahead. Once the baby boomers die off,
they're going to be a sad bunch of people.
It's going to be a big part of the white population gone. And y'all can sit around and be mad at minorities, but y'all will be the minorities.
They're going to be looking for minorities to come back to America.
And they're going to do look, companies ask people to come here to work, to do jobs. Companies are looking for people because they got towns of people who don't want to do nothing, sitting around, they're on drugs, can't pass none of the drugs tests, they're on fentanyl. And then they want to sit around and talk about everybody else and what's going on with everybody else, but they don't want to do anything in their towns. Their towns are torn apart, and they're begging immigrants to come and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get mad. They taking their job. Like, y'all wasn't doing shit. Nothing. Nothing. Y'all are delusional, Hunter. That's all I could tell you. Y'all want to live in the dark ages, man. Your women will fall in line.
If we kick out all the blacks and the
Boy,
colors.
y'all crazy, man.
Nah, they just gonna follow behind they black men and they colored men. That's what they gonna do.
Talking like that is the reason why they go and mess with people of color.
Exactly.
Look how you talking, bro. You act like you own women. Like you have some type of, like you supposed to be guaranteed a woman. Like, man, dude, you don't own women. They do what the hell they fucking want to. You talking crazy, bro. So, was that the last one? So, man, like we were saying, we wanted to go more into the National Guard shooting / migration backlash coming from Trump, man. Phoenix, Saturday, and you're Saturday morning here in Phoenix, man, and you're watching Habari live. And we're here. I'm here with my co-hosts, and we coming from Phoenix, Arizona, like always.
For sure. What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be opening up with a story that is raw, tragic, and already being weaponized from the White House down. A National Guard soldier killed just steps away from the White House. And President Trump's reaction is to blame migrants and threaten a new blanket migration ban.
Yeah, man, it's definitely sad, man. It's ridiculous, man. We're talking about the killing of Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, 20 years old, man, young, man. It's sad. And then critically wounding Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. Both are from West Virginia National Guard on duty, Washington, D.C. this week. The suspect, an Afghan national, Ramallah Lakanwal, who came to the U.S. in 2001 under the Operation Allies Welcome evacuation after the fall of Kabul. Kabul.
And instead of focusing on what failed in the system and why these Guard members were put in that position in the first place, Trump jumped straight into calling it a terrorist attack. He blamed Biden's refugee policy, and now he's saying that he wants to permanently pause immigration from all third world countries and re-examine Afghan refugees that are already in the United States. Mind you, Trump is the one who granted the shooter his asylum.
Right. Yeah, man. Trump is not going to take responsibility for that. He's going to blame Biden, and he's not going to talk about how he also gave him amnesty. But this is the reason why you don't point fingers and blame and this guy, he did this, and that's why the president's never talked like that before, because the situation is going to come out that we're going to find out that it's your fault on a lot of shit. That's why you don't do things like that. You just take care of it. You don't have to blame and point fingers and say it's Biden's fault. Like, that fucking shit doesn't matter at all. But this is what this pussy president does, because he's a chump. And when you're a chump, you can't take responsibility for anything. It doesn't matter that you gave the guy amnesty. You're going to blame Biden because you don't have any balls and you don't have any, you're just a chump. And that's what chumps do. They point the finger and they never say, look, we did vet him and let him in. We're going to look at the situation and try to see how we can get better at vetting and the things that we can do to try to make sure that people aren't going off the edge. This is the reason why, man, you don't have rhetoric the way he talks about immigrants. These are the reasons why the president doesn't do things like this. But, y'all like it. Y'all love it. Y'all say, oh, Trump, he's so great. He talks shit about half of America while you guys sit around clapping. Mm-hmm. And then you wonder why crime and things like this is happening in D.C. Why people are doing terrorist acts. when you have a guy who is talking bad about everyone. And it's just disgusting, man. And we're going to break down what's really happening, man. How both Biden and Trump administrations have touched this case. What members of Congress and the Senate are saying, and why this rush to blame millions of people for the act of one man is not just dangerous, but it's fucking racist. 100% racist.
Exactly. And later in the show, we're going to roll a new clip from this week where President Trump at Mar-a-Lago is snapping at CBS reporter Nancy Crodes, calling her a stupid person for asking a basic question about the case.
Yeah, man. Can't even ask this dude about what's going on with him. You can't even ask this dude what's going on with the government without him snapping and calling you names, calling people piggy. And man, dude, this dude is trash. And if you are with him, you are trash too. Straight up, dog. I'm so sick of this dude acting like a fucking child. How are you with this dude? Look how he treats people, man. Who treats people like that? I just don't get it, man. Why are you such a piece of shit that you cannot treat people with dignity? You're the president, you dumb fuck. You're gonna get questions that you don't like. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Oh, man. Just hypocrisy, dude. And real lives are on the line because people in Afghanistan, they're trying to escape the Taliban. Some people want to get out of there, man. They're seeking amnesty. And America's supposed to be that country that's supposed to help these people. And it's not happening, man. What are we doing? So let's get into it, man. The shooting and Trump's migration pause has already been set in stone already, pretty much. He's going to look more into it as he blames migrants and not his own policies or anything else, but he's going to blame everyone in Afghanistan for this one guy's criminal acts. Now everyone in Afghanistan is a terrorist and a piece of shit because of this guy.
It's like 9/11 all over again. Blame one group of people for one person's screw up.
Man. So let's start with the facts as we know them. This morning, on Wednesday, just a few blocks from the White House, 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard, Specialist Sarah Beckstrom and Staff Sergeant Andre Wolf, were shot while on patrol as part of President Trump's crime-fighting deployment in D.C. Beckstrom died from her wounds yesterday. Wolf is still in critical condition.
And police say that the suspect is 29-year-old Ramallah Lakanwal from Afghanistan. He originally came here under the Operation Alias Welcome, which is a program that was launched in 2021 after the U.S. withdrawal to bring Afghan partners to safety. He later applied for asylum, and that application was approved earlier this year under Trump's administration. So both administrations, Biden's evacuation of them and Trump's asylum approval are both in this paper trail for this case.
Right. And as he, immediately points the finger to Biden, which is, his first term, everything was Obama's fault. Now this term, everything is fucking Biden's fault. Nothing is his fault. He doesn't take accountability for anything. It's everyone else's fault. Mike, I'm ignoring you because you say nothing but ignorant shit. So I have nothing to say to comments that's fucking ignorant. That's why I don't say anything about you and just keep going on. You don't say anything that's worth responding to, bro. You just say stupid shit. So I'm good. I'm not talking to people like that. When you have something that's constructive to say, I'll reply. But until then, I'm going to ignore you. So that's important because right now the White House is trying to sell a simple story. Biden brought him here. Biden's lax vetting made this happen. Case closed. But the reality is messier, and we all know it's not that easy. And it matters because policy is about millions of people, not just one dude who was shooting. It's disgusting that we have to go through this, man, and everybody has to be blamed for things that one gentleman did, man. This guy's a piece of shit. He deserves jail. He deserves everything that's coming to him. But people of Afghanistan do not deserve to be called terrorists and all these other things that they're being called because Trump wants to call them that. And that's just craziness.
Yeah.
So he wants to put in a pause from third world countries, man. That's this thing he wants to do. It's disgusting that the Dems are okay with this death. What, man? I don't know what Kool-Aid y'all be drinking, man. No one's okay with this, man. This is disgusting stuff. No one's okay with this. But what we are saying is that you cannot blame every person in Afghanistan for this guy's craziness. And that's the first thing that it seems like when it comes to Republicans, that's all you guys know how to do. It's always got to be some racist shit. Except when it's someone that looks like you, then it's Lone Wolf. He had mental issues. But everybody else, they're bad people. All of them. And I'm just sick of it, man. It's just blatant bullshit. You can't blame everybody in Afghanistan because this dude wanted to be on some bullshit. Like, it's stupid, man. Trump, he's in Mar-a-Lago treating people like trash, talking to people like shit, talking to reporters like shit because they ask questions. And what happens? Yeah, I agree, Anti-88. Stephen Miller is definitely a leader. But Trump is behind. He's with it. He loves it. Imagine being triggered because the country's doing something. Slavery was legal, Diamond Dan. Like, what do you... y'all say some ignorant shit sometimes. Slavery was legal for 300 years. Very legal. So since it's legal, that makes it right? The government makes mistakes. They put bills in, they put laws in that aren't always good for the people. Y'all act like the government is always fucking right and they just always do the right thing. And then 20, 30, 40 years later, you like to use that shit against everybody else. Oh, look, the government had implemented Bill Clinton, all those guys in the 90s. A lot of black people from black neighborhoods, they wanted to implement some stricter laws when it came to crack. 30, 40 years later, everybody, that was bad. That was a bad idea. We shouldn't have did that. They make mistakes. They don't always do the right thing. That's the way it is. So you can't always just say that just because the fucking government put it in, said so, that it's fucking right. No, Obama did not have a Muslim ban. Stop it. Never heard of a Muslim ban until Trump. So stop it. It's a lie. Yes, Obama, he did deport more people. And it was done in a manner that wasn't this disgusting. It was done in a manner that was way more respectful than what we're seeing today. Very respectful. We didn't see people getting ran through the streets. We didn't see trucks getting ran into and ICE shooting at people. We didn't see ICE at schools and churches, Home Depots and people's jobs. We didn't see any of those things. And he was able to get it done and get more people deported than this piece of shit. No commercials talking about, are you an immigrant? Well, get out of my country. None of that shit. None of that shit was done. 24/7, Trump is reminding immigrants that we don't give a fuck about them. You want to blame your problems in your world and everything that's going on with you on immigrants. And then these are the same people who love to come into the comment section. Oh, you victim mentality. That's all y'all do is cry. Now you crying, talking about you don't want the fucking Afghanistan people in here. It's always somebody that you guys hate and don't want here. That's all y'all do. All y'all do is cry, 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 and then point the finger at somebody else. Ain't nobody blame nobody. Ain't never seen Obama and them talk bad about George Bush. Obama and them, they was cool with Bush. They were cool with Bush. Real cool. Real cool with Bush. So to try to act like Obama disrespected Bush, shut the fuck up. Stop lying. They got along well. See, Bush and them didn't invite Trump. They invite the Obamas. They don't fuck with Trump. Why? Because he's a piece of shit person. He's a piece of shit person, man. That's why people don't, he wasn't even invited to when we, I mean, he wasn't even invited to the dude's funeral. Nobody wants Trump around. Obama and Bush was cool as hell. They get along fine. Trump, everybody hates this dude. He don't get along with anyone. All he does is talk shit about his predecessors. Obama didn't blame Bush for shit. Stop lying. That's all you do, bro. Man, just give me one. Just give me one. One sentence where this guy said something about Bush. Shut the fuck up. Blaming is something new called Trump. That's all he do is blame everybody. Everybody else goes in and talk about what they're going to do to help to get things better. Trump, he lives in the past. Well, this will happen. He did this. Fuck out of here, man. Take responsibility. You're the president for a fucking year. Fuck out of here. All presidents blame their predecessors. Man, quit it. Bush recession was avoided thanks to Obama. You 100% right, Faster Kitty Cat. 100% right. And the Republicans will never admit how better the economy does when they're not in charge. And every time they are in charge, somehow a recession follows. And that's all we get with them. Recessions. So go ahead and run the video, man, of Trump talking in Mar-a-Lago and talking shit to the reporter. There you go. Trump on reporter. Down.
A question about this tragic shooting in Washington, D.C. U.S. officials say that the suspect worked very closely with the CIA in Afghanistan for years, that he was vetted, and the vetting came up clean.
He went cuckoo. I mean, he went nuts. And that happens, too. It happens too often with these people. You see them. But look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other, and that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens to them.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration for what this man did?
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted, they were unchecked, there were many of them, and they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful. And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in, and they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole Afghanistan situation was a mess. It should have never taken place. If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go. We were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision. And we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles. But when you let the people come in by the thousands and thousands and thousands, they made a terrible mistake. But they were incompetent. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. President, thank you for.
God, that answer was ass.
It was the most asinine.
Man, dog, what the
answer
fuck does this
ever.
dude be talking about? Dude, I don't fucking get it, dog. And then I just don't understand why nobody ever stands up to this dude. Like, man, who the fuck are you talking to calling me fucking stupid? You're stupid, motherfucker. Like, dog, why do people just kiss this dude's ass? Why he's talking to shit to everyone? It's fucking horrible, dog. So he's at Thanksgiving. Trump spoke at Mar-a-Lago and later posted on his social platform. He called the shooting a heinous assault, a terrorist attack, and said it proved that lax migration policies are the country's single greatest national threat. All the murder that happens in this nation is mostly from people that are from here. The small percentage of stuff that happens from people that are migrants and immigrants, we're going to sit here and focus on that. Trump is a man, dude. He's a wild individual, man. But in the same breath, he promised to permanently pause migration from what he calls third world countries, review or terminate benefits for non-citizens, and re-examine refugee and green card cases, particularly Afghan cases tied to Operation Allies Welcome. And
Let's
you also
clear.
know, man, before I let that go, that these people, if they go back to Afghanistan, they're going to die. They're going to be killed. They turned against the Taliban. So if they go back there, they're done. But, whatever.
Right. So let's be clear. The phrase third world countries is not a legal category. That's a political dog whistle we've heard before. This move with the Muslim majority travel bans, the courts have repeatedly flagged this discriminatory intent behind those moves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy that we're seeing a repeat ban, this time from Afghan countries.
Mm. It's already having real consequences, man. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has announced it's indefinitely halting processing for all Afghan immigration requests while they review security and vetting protocols. I think did you just say that? Oh, but yeah. So I mean, they're going to stop this, and they're going to probably the people that have come here and they already have their green cards, they're going to try to get them out of the country still anyway. And this will be the reason, one person does something crazy, then every single person has to pay the price. Mm-hmm. This is what you call peak racism right here, man. Peak.
Yep, which means that families stuck in limbo, people who risk their lives for U.S. forces, are now being treated as potential terrorists just because of one man's alleged crime.
Oh, man, dog. The craziest part is that if Trump didn't send these people to D.C., this girl would still be alive. Girl would still be alive, man. Bottom line. I know y'all don't like, blaming Trump. He shouldn't take any responsibility for anything he does. But this dude put these people in D.C. Many judges has asked him to take them out. Many judges have said to him that this is illegal. But Trump don't have to listen to judges. He does what the fuck he wants. Now look at the consequences. You done got these two people damn near killed. One of them is dead and one of them still fighting for their lives. Because of orders that the judges, have told you it's illegal. Any other time in the life that I've ever seen the National Guard deployed, it's in situations where the city has riots or the city is out of control. DC is not out of control. You just don't like looking at homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of coming up with a fucking plan to help the homeless people,
You make it illegal.
You
to
make
be
it
homeless.
illegal and throw the people out and put the National Guard out there to keep them away. Now, everybody's been saying that these people are doing nothing. They're doing nothing but picking up trash and paper. I don't understand how the fuck this is a good way to use these resources. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. They should be somewhere doing something that's fucking worth something. This is not constructive what they're doing right now in DC. If you want to stop crime, put more police officers in the streets, give more money to the fucking police in DC, and invest in that instead of putting the fucking National Guard out there. This has ratcheted up the rhetoric and the actions of people, this hate and this way of putting these people in the streets. It's not helping. And I hate to say it, but something else is going to happen, man. This shit is not going to get better. He is trying his best to act like he can put the military in the streets, and it's not going to make things worse. You're treating the citizens like criminals. Mm-hmm. People who live in DC, Oregon, they're walking around in fucking military sitting around in their cities. Treating these people like Israel treats fucking Palestinians. This shit is disgusting, man. And there's another uncomfortable part of this. Why were these National Guard members even fucking there? Trump ordered hundreds of Guard troops into D.C. early this year as a part of law and order surge. These soldiers were not on a foreign battlefield. They were patrolling an American city under controversial orders that critics says blurs the lines between military and domestic policing. The National Guard should not be in fucking D.C., period. And we sitting here acting like this shit is fucking normal.
Yep.
Then you're going to get mad at the consequences when something happens? They should not be there. And this girl would still fucking be alive. Go ahead, man.
Exactly. And now those same critics are asking if the National Guard hadn't been deployed into that environment in the first place, would Sarah Beckstrom still be alive today?
Yeah, she wouldn't have been. Yes. She wouldn't have been there.
She wouldn't have been there. We can't say for sure, but we can say this: Trump's choices create risk, and then he turns around and blames everybody else when that risk becomes a tragedy. Ain't that some shit?
Right. The administration wants you to focus only on who pulled the trigger. We should absolutely demand accountability for that, and that person should pay for what they did. It's a goddamn shame that these things are fucking happening today. But they do not want to talk about why a 20-year-old was standing post in a high threat zone in the Capitol to begin with. She shouldn't have been there in the beginning. You can get mad, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but every judge has said that this is incorrect what he is doing. This is not the right way to push policy. He is not supposed to be able to just take over DC because he fucking wants to. It's like the guy said, now we got 500 more. They're going to be sitting around picking up trash. Just being, hey, if people start tripping and shit these people are walking around, they don't have the ability to keep themselves safe. They're like, they're in the open. These people can be hurt.
Prison for the homeless. Right. That's what y'all want.
I mean, it's ridiculous, man.
They want to put homeless people in prison.
Yeah.
But fail to realize their tax dollars are still taking care of them. But, here's where this turns from policy debate to straight up racism. An Afghan man is accused of a horrific crime. And Trump's response is to label whole countries, third world, freeze migration, and let his allies talk openly about banning all Islamic immigrants and deporting them all. That's a direct quote from Senator Tommy Tuberville and Representative Mary Miller, according to Axios. Now imagine this. A white man commits a mass school shooting, which happens here quite a lot. Can you imagine the president going on TV and saying, we're going to ban all white people from entering the country and deport every white immigrant that's already here? That's absurd, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'd recognize that is racist collective punishment.
But
one white man kills all the kids in the school.
mm-hmm.
We deporting all white people, no matter who you are. Get out the country.
Right. And that's what these people are hollering right now. And they're going to tell you to your face that they're not racist.
Right.
But, you know, when it's Afghans, Muslims, black and brown migrants, suddenly the collective blame is treated like
Get 'em
serious
all out.
policy.
Right.
All the black people, get all the brown people, all the Muslims. We want them all out of here. They're all bad. They just blame everything, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've seen many black beforehand talk against the so-called what the fuck are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Now, you know what, man? I'm gonna talk about this for a second. Is trailer culture used as the number one culture when it comes to white people?
Trailer park trash.
Or is trailer park trash? Is that the number one culture that you guys look to when you're talking about white people?
Folk? Right.
Do you think about the trailer parks? Why, when it comes to black people, the only parts that you fucking stupid racists think about is the ghetto. Not all black people live in the ghetto, but all of them, the ghetto.
We're just gonna start categorizing all white people.
Let's put them all as trailer park trash, and all of them are trailer park trash. Why the fuck I got to answer for the fucking ghetto? Yeah, the ghetto got a fucked up mentality. The poor areas have fucked up mentalities. The trailer park has a fucked up mentality. But why the fuck is the whole black race measured by the ghetto, the bottom of the motherfuckers in our damn culture? Why is that used as the motherfucking end all, be all when it comes to black people? The only thing that fucking matters is the ghetto. Like we all live there. You need to fucking learn how to read, man. Because not all white people live in the trailer park, so we don't treat all y'all like trailer park trash. So for you to sit here and say, the ghetto, shut the fuck up.
The trailer park trash is part of the ghetto culture.
Whatever, bro.
So white folk.
Whatever, dog.
Okay.
Man, we like I said, when it comes to black and brown people in this country, somehow everything is blamed on the whole culture. It is never, ever, ever just blamed on that one person. When a black person does something crazy, everybody loses it. Why are black people like this? White dude can shoot up everybody in the school. It's never a question
it's
of.
It's always a lone wolf.
He's
with
a lone
mental
wolf.
issues.
He has mental issues. We need to talk to the parents. But when it comes to us, it's a problem and everything else. Thanks for calling up Habari Live. What's up?
Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
Good morning, man. We're doing grand. What can we talk about today?
Awesome. So I know you guys have been talking about this Afghan, this shooting, the National Guard. Horrible. Yeah. Prayers go out to their family.
Definitely.
But you mentioned something about the call for hating. I'm just curious to know what your position was, because there's been a lot of people on the left saying that the threat in America is the white male Christian. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't like putting blatant blame on any group, because I wouldn't want to put blatant blame on black males in America. So I wouldn't say that. I mean, we have seen a lot of things happening lately from the far right. But I wouldn't say that Christian males are the biggest problem in this country. There's
You
a
think
lot
they
of
are a
problems.
problem, though? You think Christian males are the problem?
I wouldn't
Not-
say that it's just a blanket Christian males. I would say radicalized Christian males are an issue. I wouldn't
Or
just
radicalize anybody is it could be an issue, right?
exactly.
I mean,
You can go too far left, you can go too far right,
right.
and fall off the deep end. So I'm not going to sit here and say every single, because there's some good Christian guys. There's some good Christian people who are trying to do right things. So I cannot say that and say that all Christians are. I was just talking to a guy earlier. We did a interview with. Seemed like a great guy from Florida, who Christian guy. He's leading and helping other people. So I can't say that.
Right. So you disagree with that statement then?
I disagree with that.
Okay. I was curious to know if, what you're saying. So it's basically the same thing then. But okay. Well, fair enough. Oh, you made another comment about this young lady, the one that passed away. I don't know what her rank or name was, private or whatever. But that she was already in a hot spot or a dangerous zone, or so I forget your wording. Forgive me, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Yeah.
But what did you mean by that?
Basically, it's just that the situation where she was in, the placement that she was in, is looked at by the president as a so-called zone that's supposed to be hot. I can't say for sure if that place supposed to be a bed of crime. That's why she was there. But I'm figured she was placed there for a reason. Is why my mind was that way. But I don't know for sure if this was a bastion for a crime, and that's why she was in that area. But I'm figuring they put her there for a reason, and that's what she was trying to make sure this area was safe.
Right. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's see what else. Well, I guess I have no more, no further questions for you guys.
Sure.
I just thought I'd give you a call and help kick off the show, and seemed like no one was calling in. So, hey, you guys out there in the studio audience, get on your phones, call the show, ask the questions, talk to these good folk, and let's have a conversation about this, because when we stop conversating, then that's when it gets dangerous.
And that's what we're about, sir. We really appreciate you getting the call in.
All right, man. You guys take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. We appreciate that call, man. Did you put the number up, or he just called? Man, well. Yeah, man. We appreciate that calling in and keeping the conversation going, because that's what it's about, man. A lot of people get upset, but we're just letting you guys know our opinion about what's going on, and we want to hear your opinion. As long as you're not disrespectful and calling names, we can have a conversation, man. But when you get to that point and you want to be disrespectful, then I'm just going to ignore what you're talking about. But we definitely respect anybody that has a time or moment that wanted to talk about these things. And because, like I said, the conversation, like he said, the conversation has to keep going. We as a country, we can't allow ourselves to be divided by leadership. We are the people, man. People are the ones that are making sure that we stand on principles. But like I said, we have to stop the hate. And right now, our president is the leader when it comes to hate. Now we got, the security failures by is not going to go away by scapegoating an entire race. As one immigration lawyer told Newsweek, you don't shut the door on tens of thousands of people who helped U.S. troops just because of one man's action. That's actually how racial profiling and backlash start. This is racial profiling to the highest level.
Exactly. And refugee advocates are already sounding the alarm that Afghan communities here are scared. They're worried that they'll pay the price for a crime they had nothing to do with.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just don't want people being blamed for things they don't do. You know, I've lived in the city. I've lived in all black cities. I've lived in mixed cities. I've lived in cities like Phoenix that has a lot of different cultures and a lot of different languages being spoken. I know how it feels to be racially profiled, and I just think it's a bad feeling, and I am 100% against it. I don't want anyone to be profiled because they're Christian, because they're white. Nobody wants to be profiled and thought of as a bad person because of their thoughts or where they're from or how they speak. And I know it's hard. All of us has our biases because bias sets into your head from environmental situations, the people you around, the people you talk to. It happens, man. And we get biases and we try to fight those biases, but it happens. And we have to fight against those things. Thanks for calling Habari Live. What's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm never scared of black people with guns. I'm usually just scared of white people with guns. I mean, white people are the ones that, yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like I said, man, a lot of people have their environmental biases. For me, I've lived in, you know, all black neighborhoods, and I've lived in all white neighborhoods. Anybody with a gun scares me. I just don't like being around that shit. But so I just
I
don't
did
like
Marine
guns.
Corps. Yeah, I did Marine Corps and all that, and I have guns. But I also taught in all black neighborhoods, and I mean, the people who get shot are the people that don't get down. I mean, the black people shooting are just bad shots.
Right.
You get down, you don't get shot. They're aiming at somebody.
Right.
I feel like the white people who are like just shooting indiscriminately at people they don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all whites, but not all blacks, not all any of that. It's just I'm more scared. Like I had this crazy leather wearing white kid one time who all the teachers hated. And I was really nice to him. And the teacher's like, "Why are you so nice to him?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Look at him. I'm going to be super nice to him because I want him to maybe not aim at me when he starts shooting up the school."
That's a bad way to look at things, but that's what we have to deal with today, man. And I think a lot of people making decisions like that. I mean, I think they get a bad, just like when it comes to gangs and drugs in the black community. When it comes to the white community and all these mass shootings that's been happening, it definitely puts bias in your head when you see another one that looks a certain way. And just like you see when black people are doing these carjackings in bad neighborhoods, they start thinking, "Oh, all of these people are like this," and it's just, you know, it's the bias, man. It's I don't like to blame the media, but it's also just the things that we see continuously, and we have to fight those things to try to not be that way. But at the same time, it's tough. So I don't blame people for biases, man. I just blame people for acting out those biases because, like I said, it's environmental, but you have to you have to fight it. And like you said, man, sometimes it's hard because you know people and you see things, and sometimes you think a certain way about a certain group, and that's tough.
I love all people. I'm hoping that I own guns. I love guns, but I would trade all mine in for some damn common sense legislation that would control firearms. I mean, look at Australia. They had lots of guns. They had a mass shooting, and they just banned them. What do you think it would take to have that legislation? I mean, I can't even imagine what would need to take place in America for us to even have that conversation instead of offering thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, man.
That's real.
And it's not a lot of gun owners who think that way. Not a lot of gun owners think that way. And Australians, they came and gave their guns up willingly. You know, we have to put society above our own fears and scaredness of our neighbors. And I think that would take us a long way. But America is led by fear right now, and that's what Trump's give them. and not a lot of people
Yeah.
see that the fear that he's instilling into the society, and we're using that fear to keep us divided and keep people with their guns on their in their hands and ready to shoot a person, man. So
Well,
I definitely appreciate you, brother, for that way of thinking, man.
Well, I mean, Hitler did turn the lowest country in the world into one of the highest countries in the world simply by just turning the people on themselves.
Yep.
So, I mean, Trump's trying to take a page out of a horrible dictator's book. I mean, he's turning us against ourselves in order to be more powerful.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, I love you. I love your message. Hoorah. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Have a good rest of your day.
Hoorah.
Take that down, dog. We got about 25 left. Yeah, so like I said, man, this shooting, it didn't happen in a vacuum. It comes just days after another explosive controversy involving the military and the president. A group of Democrat lawmakers, all veterans or former intel officials, released a video reminding service members you are obligated to refuse illegal orders and uphold the Constitution. One of the most prominent faces in that video, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, has really caught backlash from Trump and MAGA. Where is it at? It should say Mark Kelly. There you go.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military,
but that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard,
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
in the Army, or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up the ship.
Now, this commercial pissed Trump off to the highest.
Royally pissed
him and Pete Hegseth. They're trying to court-martial Mark Kelly, and him being for Arizona, man. We're riding for that because he's the person that we voted in, and we hate to see him disrespected because we know how much he has sacrificed to his life for this country. Go ahead.
Yep. And Trump responded by accusing them of seditious behavior, punishable by death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you heard that right. He's the sitting president of and accusing elected members of Congress of a crime that carries the death penalty for saying, don't follow illegal orders.
I mean, the crazy part is to see the Republicans try to make this into something like this guy, Dirt Bike Juice, just said. These clowns living in mansions telling the losers of every country to commit crimes, you losers. Like, this is the way they're taking it as the Democrats. You heard nothing about crimes in that video. You heard them to say to not follow illegal orders. And the right are losing it. How they're going to tell the people to turn on this country? Huh.
It's already a law.
I mean, this is something that they read as they become members of the Marines or Army, whatever. This is normal. But, Trump, they want to put illegal orders out there. They want people doing things illegally. And that's why this rubbed them the wrong way so much. Because if this would be a nothing burger in any other administration, but because this guy, he's a criminal. He's a criminal. And he's like, what do you mean don't do illegal orders? You're supposed to just do whatever the hell I say. And that's what he's on.
Yep.
You're not supposed to, the military is supposed to do whatever I say. And Trump is upset that the Democrats would have the audacity to tell them that they don't have to listen to orders that are illegal. They've been out there, oh, they want the troops to trade on Trump. They didn't say that. They said that if it's illegal, if you are attacking Americans, you don't have to do this shit.
Right. All Kelly did was repeat the law.
That's it. That's it, man.
6 traitors to this country for what? Telling people
telling the truth.
Follow the law.
Right. But because, like I said, Trump is unconstitutional and he's illegal.
Right.
These are the things that they do because they want to be illegal. They want to do illegal actions. They ignore judges when they tell them not to deport someone. When they tell them they can't put the National Guard in a city, they do what the hell they want to. And now they see that someone's telling them not to do illegal orders. They're pissed off. All of my orders are illegal. What do you mean? That's what he's saying. And it's insane to see these people fighting for this shit. Like, dude, y'all have lost y'all fucking minds.
It's not about which orders are illegal. They're just telling them, hey, if you receive an order and it's not legal, you don't have to follow it.
I mean, how many orders have we sit and watched that has been drop kicked by judges?
Them deployments of them troops.
The deployment of that's deemed illegal and unconstitutional. So that he's already put these troops in a situation where they're going against their own fucking citizens, bringing people from Republican states to Democrat strongholds to try to make us divide against each other. And that's all he's trying to do. That's all he's trying to do. And now the Pentagon says it's investigating Mark Kelly. This is disgraceful for possible violations of military law because he's a retired Navy and can technically be recalled. So let's lay this bullshit out, man. Soldiers are deployed in D.C. on a controversial mission. A soldier is killed, what Trump calls a terrorist attack. Lawmakers say, remember, you can't obey illegal orders. Trump calls them traitors and hints at capital punishment. This is some authoritarian energy. Something he's been kicking out since day one of his new administration. He's 10 times worse than the first time. Yep. I thought he was bad the first time. This time is another level.
Exactly. And on Capitol Hill, the reaction is split along the usual lines and then some. On the right, you've got folks like Tuberville saying that we should ban all Islamic immigrants and deport every Islamist, according to Axios. House hardliners are echoing with that deport them all now. And on the left, Democrats and civil rights groups are comparing this new migration pause talk to Trump's earlier travel bans, which they called reckless and racist. They argue that this collective punishment violates America's obligations to refugees and our allies.
Oh, man. Leave the losers in poverty where they belong. They need to blame the one that birthed them first. Life, boy, oh boy. Man, I don't know how y'all sit around hating people all day. It's really unbelievable. Like, damn, dog, y'all just hate everyone. It's just...
And then call themselves a Christian.
Goodness. Yes, Islam said in the Quran performing. What? Man, come on, man. When you start talking about this mess, stop it. Stop it, man. There are peaceful people that are Muslims and believe in Islam. Yes, there are bad people just like there are bad Christians. There are bad people in every fucking group. I'm not going to sit here and blame and point fingers at every Muslim, man. I don't know how you people do it, man. It's crazy.
We don't have obligations to refugees.
Peace out, Mike. Bye. You haven't added anything constructive to the conversation, bro, at all. So you also have people pointing out the quiet part. Congress voted to expand visas for Afghan allies in 2021. It was bipartisan. It passed. Bipartisan support. The suspect in this shooting came under a related program and then had his asylum approved in 2025 under Trump's own Justice Department. So when Trump tries to pin this slowly on Biden's amnesty, there are receipts that cut both ways, you fucking idiot.
Yep. And the legal experts are lining up saying that the Mark Kelly video is not sedition. Time Magazine and CBS both spoke to constitutional scholars who say telling troops to refuse illegal orders is literally reminding them of their existing legal duty, not encouraging rebellion. But Trump wants it framed as treason because if the troops ever do refuse an illegal order, he wants to be able to say, see, the Democrats brainwashed them.
Right. I mean, this is what happens when you want a king. And this is what happens when a person thinks that they're king. You saw the way he talked in front of the military, calling Democrats and Democratic cities gnats that needs to be dealt with. He really wants to run the military. He wants the generals under him. He wants to be able to control whatever he wants. Now we see today they're already saying that they're going to start sending in land troops to Venezuela, something we talked about a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Because we knew that this was going to escalate. And people were wondering, why are you guys talking about ground troops? And this is why. It's coming. It's coming. We already tell by his posture and what's going on that this shit is coming. But, you know, you guys, you behind this guy. You believe everything he says. He says he wasn't going to take us to war. But now we're getting into more wars than we've been in since fucking 9/11.
Right.
But there's a theme here, man. Trump creates the conditions, then blames everyone else for the fallout. He orders guards troops into major cities in an illegal gray way. He pushes sweeping travel bans and now threatens a migration freeze. His own administration signs off on asylum for some of the same refugees he now scapegoats.
Yep. And anytime that there's an incident, whether it's this shooting, a protest, or just a tough reporter asking him some questions, his instinct is find a group to demonize, whether it's migrants, Muslims, Democrats, the press, whoever. He then escalates the rhetoric to tailor to traitors, to terrorists, or punishable by death. And he demands more power, more bans, more deportations, more troops on the streets. That's not law and order. That's how you normalize authoritarianism. And y'all are falling right in line with it. Yeah, he should be able to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to see so many people trying to say, hey, he's keeping drugs out of the country. It's okay if he blow these people up.
But going pardon a
known drug dealer.
Right.
But the problem really I have to say for this is that, brother, he hasn't shown any proof that he's killing drug dealers.
At all.
And you guys just believe whatever this dude says. It's naive, man. The fact that you just can believe this guy, that he's killing this, and the proof says that these boats that they have would have to fill up 22 more times to get to America. So obviously these guys aren't coming to America. It looks like we're killing fishermen. That's what it looks like. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. It's not looking good. And again, think about Specialist Spectrum. Her family does not get their daughter back because Trump typed third world countries in all camps on social media. They don't get justice from slogans, real accountability. That would mean asking, did the deployment itself increase the risk of this National Guardman's life?
And the answer is yes, it did.
Were there intel failures?
Yes, there were.
Did the vetting of this one individual miss something specific?
Yes, it had to.
None of those questions require blaming an entire race or religion or Joe Biden or anybody else. You're supposed to take the information that you have, do what you need to do to find out what you need. Everything does not have to be politicized. It's all Trump does. Everything is not just black and white the way you're trying to make it be. And it's terrible to see it. And it's disgusting. So we're going to talk about this press conference moment everyone been sharing online on Thanksgiving. Trump acted a fool. We saw it. We shot a video of the press conference in Mar-a-Lago to a CBS White House correspondent, Nancy Cordes, pressed Trump on this case. She asked about the vetting process for Afghan refugees and pointed out the DHS and the FBI say they did conduct checks on Lakanwal before he came here. Mm-hmm. Trump didn't like that, man. He got pissed off.
Yep. And, instead of answering the question, he stared her down and said, quote, "Are you a stupid person? I think you're a stupid person. A terrible reporter." That's the president of the United States talking to a woman for just doing her job.
Mm-hmm.
All she did was ask a simple question. What about the vetting process? I understand that these organizations vetted him.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about the vetting process? And she gets called stupid.
Yeah, man. I mean, Trump, he came back. He said we had a horrible attack. It never would have happened if Biden hadn't flooded this country with unvetted Afghans. Everybody knows that. Are you a stupid person? I think you're a stupid person. It's a stupid question and you're a terrible, man, just horrible, man. Just terrible, man. This dude is terrible and he shouldn't be in charge. This dude shouldn't lead a kindergarten. This dude shouldn't lead anyone that treats people like this and uses their power to down people is a piece of shit. And I feel so bad for anybody that follows this dude and thinks of him as a good person because he shows us differently every day. Now, if this felt familiar, it's because this is a pattern. Trump has a long history of calling women reporters stupid, nasty, a terrible person, especially when they bring receipts that contradict his fucking stupid narrative.
Mm-hmm.
He never talked to men reporters like this, though.
No, he doesn't.
He only talked to women like this. And when it's a man, he doesn't have the balls to come and talk to them like that. But women, he loved talking down to women. He loves it. Loves it, man. He can shit on somebody. He's going to take the opportunity as quickly as he can. Like, man, dude. And the people that hate Obama kills me. You hate Obama and you like this dude? Man, dog. Obama was, man. He didn't treat anyone like that. He shook everybody's hand. He treated every reporter with respect. It's not just about hurt feelings. It's about distraction and intimidation. Instead of answering the fucking question, why did his own administration approve this man's asylum? Why did this deployment put National Guard troops on that corner? Why were they there? It's something we talked about earlier. I was thinking that they was put there because this was a situation that was a hot spot or a reason why that these people needed to be there.
No, it's just an increased homelessness.
Just bullshit. So why do his policies keep escalating fear? He makes the story about the journalist's tone. Suddenly the MAGA feeds are full of look at this rude reporter instead of why is the president threatening mass deportation based on a single crime.
Right. Also, if your policy can't survive basic questions, maybe it's a bad policy. If you need to call a reporter stupid to get through a press conference, perhaps the facts aren't on your side.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's real. So let's zoom out a little bit, man. As we wrapped up this story up, man. A 20-year-old Guard member is dead. Another is fighting for his life. A former Afghan ally is accused of a horrific act, and the president's first move is to collectively punish millions of people who look like that suspect, while calling lawmakers and reporters traitors and idiots for questioning him.
Yep. Meanwhile, when we talk about domestic mass shooters, overwhelmingly white males, often radicalized one line, nobody's in power is talking about banning white immigration. Trump's administration doesn't talk about deporting white residents or putting their entire communities under suspicion. We get he's a lone wolf. He's got mental health.
Mm-hmm.
How about let's give them some thoughts and prayers?
That's real. So the question for all of us, whom do we see as fully human and judge as individuals? And whom do we treat as a permanent suspect class? Because what Trump is doing here is using one tragedy to crank up racial fear, threaten mass deportations, and chill dissent in Congress. Mm-hmm. And the press is not just talk enough, tough talk on this roadmap.
Yep. And here's what we know from the actual reporting. The suspect was vetted through Operation Allies Welcome. His asylum was approved this year in April under Trump. Congress, both parties, supported visas for Afghan allies. And legal experts say that the Mark Kelly video is not seditious. So when Trump tries to throw all of this at Biden and the refugees and the Democrats and at third world countries, the receipts say something totally different.
Yeah, man.
It's all Trump's fault.
Blue Light Pursuits HQ. I don't. How can you say that when we've been talking about for an hour how Trump has just blamed the entire Afghan people for one dude's mistake? And you give me a situation where Democrats are saying things like that. This guy is openly racist. He talks trash about groups of people. He treats immigrants like they're all criminals and terrorists. And you're going to sit there and take up for him and say he's not racist? Like, man. So basically the only thing you could do, Blue Light Pursuers, is change the subject. Because you know you're incorrect. Blue states are the richest states in the union. They are donor states, while Republican states are taking money and are welfare states. So that is incorrect, my guy. So what happened in D.C. is a tragedy, man. Specialist Spectrum deserves to come home, man. Staff Sergeant Wolf deserves a full recovery. We can honor them by demanding real accountability and smart security, not racist, collective punishment and political bullshit theater.
Yep. And we're going to keep following the murder case against Lake Wall, lawsuits and challenges against his new migration push, and the Pentagon's investigation into Mark Kelly. And we'll also keep following the impact on Afghan communities that are already living with enough trauma.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. We're going to, we're about to be done. Let's with that half an hour kind of hurt us. Let's do another like 10, 15 and run a couple videos. Mm-hmm. Let's play this one, man. We got this guy Sham Wow, man. I guess he's running for, let me see if I see it on here. I don't see it. But I don't see where he's running.
Yeah, he's running for Congress.
Yeah. What does it say he's running at?
It doesn't say.
All right. Well, go ahead and run the video, man. This is a disgrace. Just don't beat people, man. The Shanghai guy, used to be a dude everybody made fun of, but, you thought he was a decent dude. But now he comes out and he's going full MAGA. Run the video.
Something creepy, looking at you keeping. We're gonna call Busters. Transmission light comes on. That's check for a dawn. We're gonna call Busters. I'm afraid of the water. I already know. Busters. When the melanin in your skin is way too thin, who can you call? Busters. When the strength is on, in an overhaul, who you gonna call? Busters.
Oh my God.
This has to be the worst commercial I've ever seen.
It's fucking horrible. Dog. How can anyone black go into this commercial and do that shit? Brother, you need to be talked to, bro. I cannot believe he stood in line and let that dude put a motherfucking color spectrum up to his face.
A color
and gonna give him and give him a diploma. Yeah, black people are being given diplomas just because they're fucking black. Just pure racism, man. And people are in the commercial like, yeah. Like, what the fuck wrong with you motherfuckers? Man, that is some coon shit if I ain't never seen it in my motherfucking life, man. I hate to use words like that, but that was fucking disgusting. What are you in this video for? Oh, DEI. Black people getting things they don't deserve just because they're black. Man, dog. And these will be the people talking about they not racist. This dude goes on here, puts on a video talking about black people are getting diversity and getting applications and getting enrollments and diplomas just because they're black. And we're too dumb to we can't work for anything because we're fucking dumb. Like, and this dude, if he went, where is this dude at? Can you look that up for me, please? Disgusting, man. I just can't believe this shit, man. That MAGA's on nowadays, man. They just pure racist shit, man. DEI is if you think DEI is a racist concept, you're racist. We already know you're racist, Blue Light Pursuit, because you are. But DEI is just a recruiting tool. It doesn't mean hiring. You cannot keep numbers of how many people that you have that are black or white and full number and make numbers for that. What are you running?
Texas.
Should have known. Texas fuck around and vote for this fucking super ass.
They
dude.
sure the fuck will. They sure will.
Man, this shit is retarded, bro. Woo. No, it doesn't, you idiot. It doesn't. It doesn't force firing or does any of that. You don't know what you're talking about. DEI is just a tool for recruiting. It does not mean you are going to get the job. It just means that you will get an interview. Everybody of every color gets an interview if you are able to do this job and you're qualified. You can get a fucking interview. It doesn't mean you're going to get hired. But hey man, it don't matter how many times we fucking talk about this and explain this to you guys. You want to believe what you want to believe. Yep. And this is what you want to believe. You want to believe that black people are stupid and they can't get jobs unless they're handed to them because they're black. And it's insane. But it's all good. It's all good, man. Because we're so used to the hate and the racism. I had to go to school. And motherfucker didn't hand me shit. I had to get my motherfucking a diploma. I had to work my ass off. For every job I had to get, I had to go in there and make sure that there was no ever has I walked into an interview and they were just like, oh my God, look at him. He's black. You're hired. I had to go through the interview process.
Sometimes 2 or 3 interviews.
Exactly. And show motherfuckers what I knew and show them that I was smart enough to become an engineer and get the jobs that I am doing now. If I didn't go to school for electric engineering, I would not be doing these jobs. No one handed me an engineering degree. I did what I had to do to fucking get past the classes and do the math, work my ass off. And then for a motherfucker to just look at you and tell you of DEI. Oh, Charles White, you're so lost. No, if this country wasn't so racist, we wouldn't need DEI. people were getting passed up who were qualified for positions, but they were not getting hired. They were not getting a chance to apply for these jobs. So DEI wanted to make it more inclusive for more people that look like me to get an interview. And that's all it is. And I'm not going to, you can disrespect me with all you want, but I know how hard I had to work. And I know that before I had my diploma and I had my degree in engineering, I didn't get those jobs. I had to work at Fry's Electronics. I had to work at Central Hardware. I had to work at all these mean whack ass jobs. And I realized, hey, I got to get my education or I'm not going to get any better fucking jobs. I realized that. You're not going to get a better job if you don't get off your ass and go get some education. Nothing is handed to anyone. And I know y'all like to live on those hills that black people are sitting around waiting for somebody. Man, we already know you're not going to get handed shit. And if you don't go take it, you're going to be poor forever. It's not easy out here for anyone. That's the way life is. You got to fucking work. You got to work your ass off. You think that people could just wake up and be like, you know what? I'm black. Let me go get this job. I don't even know how to I don't know how to fucking be an engineer. I don't know anything about electrical engineering, but let me go get this job. I'm black. They'll hire me on the spot. Get the fuck out of here. You don't have the education. You don't have the know-how. You're not going to get fucking hired. And y'all live in this fucking fantasy land that all these black people are just getting hired just because. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life or even heard. I hear people, these companies have black quotas that they have to meet to make sure that they have. How are they going to know how many black people they're going to run into and how many black people that's going to be qualified to fucking take this job? How can you put in a quota for something you have no idea on? You don't even know how many black people you're going to see and it's going to fucking call to apply for this position. It's ridiculous. People only get what you work your ass off to get. DEI is textbook racism. Man, I swear to God, y'all are the biggest victims I've ever seen in my life. This country is made for, built for, and still white men get all the jobs in this country. Still, they're the richest. And they still online crying every day. Every day. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. I wish y'all would stop pointing the fingers and blaming everybody because you can't get a fucking job. You think that DEI is the reason why you a broke, poor motherfucker? You need to go back to school and get educated. They telling y'all not to go get your education, but they're wrong, man. You ain't gonna get shit in this world without education. I promise you. I know it fucking sucks, and the amount of money that they put us in, they're not gonna give you shit. Nothing. You have to go and get your education. Look with the rich people. Look at Trump. They'll tell you fuck school, fuck public school, but they're gonna pay to make sure that their kids has the best education so they can get a head up on you. And you can be sitting here talking, I'm not sending my kids to this school. I'm not doing that. While your kid is fucked because they're not educated. While your kids' options in life are minuscule because they don't have education. Every degree, from bachelor's, associates, to master's, you make more money. If you get a master's degree, you have a higher chance to become a millionaire. Period. You're not going to get something because of your color. I know some people say it, oh, you're white, you're going to get this. That's not how it works. The only leg up white people have in this world is connections. They know people because the people have done these positions before. They can get their kids in these places because they've been there before. Everything is about nepotism. And we all know that. Anybody that's worked in corporate, anybody that's worked in any of these places know everything is about nepotism. Mom worked here for 40 years. Now she's going to get her son in here for he can work. And that's the leg up that white people have in America. It's no different. Everybody want to always make it about race. When black people, if they have a company, just like if you watch basketball, you see all these basketball players and their sons are taking over the league. Why? Because these people know the job. They've been in the job. And now they can teach their kids and the next generation how to get in that job and how to take it over. And you're seeing LeBron's sons, Curry, his kids. We know that these kids are going to keep being the better one because they are getting inside information that all the rest of us isn't getting. And it doesn't matter what color you are. If you built a foundation, you can use that foundation to further your people, further your family. It's like I'm trying to build this for my little girl, for she can have something when she comes out of high school and she doesn't have to struggle. She can use my media company that I built for her, and I use my days and my nights and my mornings working my ass off for she can have an opportunity. And that's all it is. A lot of people they call it privilege. They can call it whatever you want. But we know why these things and why the structure happens and why these things are built the way they are built. It's not racism. It's because they have a leg up. Sometimes it is. Some people are racist. I'm not going to 100% say that. But it's about people making sure that their kids and their family is good. You're going to look out for your family before you look out for these other motherfuckers. That's the way it is, man. And that's the way it's always been. So we sit around and point fingers and talk about DEI and all this. We know it is not that. We know it's about who you know. And what are you willing to do to get it when you know those people? It's who you know and what you know, man. And we all know that. They don't want every black person with degrees to excel like we should for fear of it. We'll be like the sports industry, the spotlight is off the upper. Yeah, I agree. Nah, man, they want education to be something that we cannot get, we cannot attain. Because they know that education is what gives strength. That builds character. That's why they're making it so hard to get education. And I say it all the time and people get upset, man. They doing this to all of us while we sit around fighting about dumb shit and talking about race and stupid stuff. They're making it unattainable for us to be able to be in the middle class. They're making the middle class smaller and smaller. And most of us are going to be poor because that's the place they want us at. That's where they want us, man. The power is in education. The power is in the people, and they know that. How can you take the power away from the people? By not educating the people. You see Trump talking about us. We're too dumb to do factory jobs. They were about to replace us with people from across seas. They're about to replace us with AI. While we sitting around yelling at each other, talking about black and white and DEI, they're about to replace all our ass because they don't give a fuck what color you are. They want to say green. They don't care about black, brown, white. They care about money. And the 1%ers, the ruling class, are taking all of it. We never heard of this fucking shit when people have $1 trillion. One person? Like, these are the things that we should wake up. Stop yelling at your fucking neighbor and realize that it's the Elon Musk of the world. That's the people that we should be mad at. They's the people that should be paying more in taxes as they rape us, take our tax money and also take our fucking own money, and they don't want to hire anybody. It's dumb. There's some good qualities of AI, but there's a lot of fear in AI too. When it Dirk Bite Juice, there's a lot of fear, man. No, people, we don't know if they're gonna take our jobs or not. So, people are scared. We see Elon Musk talking about what Ray FBA is talking about, the universal incomes, and AI is going to do everything. I don't know how that's going to work. Because what are you going to give everybody the same amount of money? What's going to be the amount of money that everybody gets? Like, there's a lot of questions I have when it comes to these people talking about universal incomes. How would that work when some people have more and higher bills than other people? I live in a house where my house is $6,000-$7,000 a month. My mortgage is more. How can you give me enough money to make sure I'm straight and also give that to another person? So I don't know how that's going to work, man. I have a lot of questions when it comes to the universal, but these are the things that people are talking about when they're discussing AI and what could happen with AI in the future. I don't know, man. I love the future. I'm a future person. I'm not losing hope because I'm a futurist. I believe in the future. I think the future is what we have to for happiness, man. If we look at everything from today's view, it's depressing. So we always have to think that maybe in the future we can get better. We can do something better. Maybe in the future we can build something that everyone can be happy and no one will feel left behind. Yeah, I mean, it could be some that does sound pretty communist when you're talking about giving everyone the same amount of money. That sounds pretty communist to me, man. But this is coming from the right. I mean, we all know that communist is pretty right wing, but I don't know. I don't think that will work, man. There's always going to be people who have higher. Oh, goodness. Who have higher quality of lives than others. So how do you do that? Do you give money by the quality of life that you're living? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that'll work, but we'll see, man. I don't know, man. China is a very, this communist country where they just make decisions for the government, not for the people. So that's tough. I don't think Americans want to be communists, man. But they do a lot of innovative things because they can move the country in one direction pretty fast because they are communist. But I mean, no one wants to live in a country where the people don't have a say in what's going on. So that's the problem. Never in the history of ever has a socialism or communism been effective. I have to disagree with you there. I'm not big on communism, but China is the most successful, second most successful country in the world. They are right against America when it comes to GDP, when it comes to life expectancy, when it comes to hospitals, when it comes to earnings of their Wall Streets, the amount of money that they are putting in and coming out of their economy, they're on par with America. So I cannot say that communism does not work when these guys are one of the strongest countries in the world. Even Russia. Russia is not a great place. They have a lot of issues, but they're still one of the strongest militaries, strongest economies in the world. So I cannot sit here and say that communism does not work at all when there's been a lot of situations where it has worked for some countries. Will it work for America? Probably not. We're pretty much against that. We've had a constitution that's built on us and the people. So no, we're not going to be government ran. But now, seeing the way a lot of people are reacting to Trump and the way things are going with Trump, I do think that some people would be okay with the government running everything. Because the way these people are falling behind Trump, man, I question it sometimes. Communism has, I mean, like I said, China doesn't exist. China is a huge country. So, I mean, it worked for them, right? I mean, you would say that, right, Dirk Bite Juice? I don't know if you disagreeing with me or the guy, but it has worked. All systems fall due to injustice, more injustice, quicker and harder to fall. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Just for Genius. 1 billion people is lifted out apart. They have a huge middle class now. They're starting to have some of the problems that we have with kids and when it comes to the affording kids, and people are making decisions like Americans because they do have a growing middle class, man. They have a growing middle class. And those people there don't want to have the kids like they're having there. And so they're starting to have issues with their population and population growth. So we'll see what happens, man. MAGA supports Putin and Trump is a fan of dictators. A lot of un-Americans like, man, it has been weird to see these guys fall over Putin. It has been weird to see the don't tread on me guys turn their back and don't care about these things, the government takeovers, government putting the military in cities. It's pretty tough to see people okay with this, man, but you see a lot of people would be open to communism than you think, man. It's kind of wild. Elon is definitely a weird motherfucker, man. I can't say. He's rich as hell, but he's weird as a motherfucker. China just blocked 450 million of chicken coming from America. That definitely will hurt the farmers. Yeah, man. Yes, that concrete. But the main thing that we wanted to talk about today was just that. And we wanted to make sure that we discuss what's going on with the Afghans, because I think it's just racist, and the policies that's put in place, just more racism and hate. And if we keep going down this road, we'll see more terrorism and more people will pay the price if we keep going down the road of hate, and to hate these people and treat these people like they aren't Americans or they aren't part of the American experience, man. That's always been the good thing about America. You come here and people treat you like you're an American. You become an American. We're losing that right now. We're treating people like trash because they're not from here. They're an immigrant. I mean, we've had a past of doing things like this, but we're supposed to be past these things, man. This generation is the worst on earth. Fake meat. Why would you need a chicken from another country if you can't just grow chicken in this country? Hey, man, dude was talking about that 3D printed chicken, huh? But we know he was exaggerating because there isn't any lab grown meats in the food industry right now. The FDA have not said that was okay to put into food. So we know that is not true. But a lot of things, I do not eat canned goods. Number one, because I just know all the chemicals and everything they put in it. I try my best not to eat canned goods. And so a lot of us grew up on this because, we came from that generation of quick, of easy. And a lot of people are getting out of that now. But, it's still a fight. And it's sad. We see so many people suffering, having to eat food like Campbell's and things like that. And the companies don't care about the people, and they're just putting out mess. And unfortunately, that's the way it is, man. And a lot of people are getting upset. And I want to give the Trump administration a big ups for pushing through to get all these chemicals out of our foods. That's one thing the Trump administration, I can agree. And I don't know why it took everyone so long to do this. You have seen the people since the 90s have been trying to eat better, eat healthier, find out things that's going on to make our diet better for the normal person. And I want to give Trump them, even though they're fucking everything else up. But I do want to say that they did a good job on this. And you go to the store and you see Lay's, they're already putting out products without these additives and all these chemicals. So that is a good thing. Will it solve everything? No, it won't solve everything. But this is definitely something that's heading in the right directions. Democrats dropped the ball for decades on this. You've seen liberals for fucking decades becoming vegan, vegetarian. This thing has been going for years and years, and no one has done anything. Democrats do nothing. No one does anything. So I can say I want to give it to Trump and them for doing that and making these companies start taking this bullshit out of the fucking food, because it's been just ridiculous, man. Watching all of us die and get obese because of high sodium and sugars and every fucking thing and all these crazy ass chemicals. So I want to give one thing up to the Trump administration. They have done a good job to do that, and I hope they push more to pressure these companies to make better decisions when it comes to the products that they're putting on the shelves. The reason poor kids are fat is because eating cheap processed foods. And yeah, man, true. But at the same time, we've done a lot. The way we was raised in the 80s, 70s, 80s, even the 60s, to eat all these foods that were like fast. We were raised to eat so much of this shit, bro. It's not like we just all decided to start eating canned goods. It was pushed a lot. It's like foods like Jell-O and things like that. That shit was pushed. Nowadays, people know that there's chemicals and all the mess that's in there, and it comes from meat. It's a byproduct of meat, so people understand. But back then, we didn't understand these things, and we grew up eating this shit thinking it was okay. So we have to do better, and I'm happy that we are learning, and a lot of people are learning what's better when it comes to these processed foods, man. Yeah, man. I mean, shit, most of the vegetables coming from a can, and we know that shit has so many chemicals and all this mess in it. It's not the best for us. We need fresh foods in these poor areas. I mean, we have these areas, they call them food deserts. They don't have any fresh foods, man. It's all canned, boxed, nasty stuff, man. So we have to do better, man, as a country. Here this guy come. Victim after victim, quit crying and go into the world and succeed for your family. Be unstoppable, not just for your family, but for God. I mean, yeah, man. Yeah, some people can do that. Not all, but definitely some can get it out there and get it going. But we have some people who have disabilities and physical disabilities and mental capabilities aren't there. So not everyone can do that. Some people do need help of others, unfortunately. But yeah, I agree. But we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for sticking with us and talking about this today. If you hadn't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit subscribe for we can get to 7,000 followers. The main goal is to get to 10,000. But I want to thank everybody for watching, man. And we appreciate it. A boomer, damn. Well, I gotta sound like a boomer, bro. You hey, man, whatever. But yeah, man, we want to appreciate you guys. So please hit the subscribe, hit like, and please share this with everyone, for we can always have these conversations. We can talk, we can discuss. We don't always have to agree, man, but we can always have discussions, and we can try to meet each other at a point where everyone is happy. So I just wanted to always make sure that you guys know that even though I may not agree with you, we can have discussion, man. And if we're not talking, we're going to be fighting. And if we're not talking, we're not learning. So thanks for joining, man. Have a good rest of your Saturday. Peace.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week.